Hi everyone, everyone's favorite video every month, which is completed pages, and that includes, they are my favorite videos as well. So look at that big pile, massive pile, very heavy. And that's not really because I've done much more than I usually do. I think it's pretty much average the same, but there are some big chunky books in here, so heavy pile. Okay, let's start with spring books. I know it's summer. Yes, I do know that. But I was still coloring in a couple of spring books. So, Lenka Filonenko's Hello Spring. Beautiful book. And I colored this adorable cow. My first cow, by the way. So there we go. If there is ever a tag, how many cows? At least I've got one. There was, well, there were how many crowns or tiaras, not that many, well, not that long ago. And I found one, hardly warranted a video. And the first one that was by Michael at Life, I think, was how many owls. And I think I had like 4 or 5. Again, hardly warranted a video, but look at that. If there is ever how many cows, there is at least one. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. I love the little frames. I mean, yeah, I keep saying I'm simple. Give me a good frame and I love it. And those are, I think they all framed. Beautiful. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun and I really like the end result. So yeah. There we go, my first cow. Very cool book. Where do I put them? Let's put them here. All right. Midnight Spring by Kokowayo. I think that's my very first Kokowayo book. So that was slightly kind of sentimental coloring, if you like. And I think I've done 2 in here. I've done this one, which I'm kind of moderately happy with. Why I did this one was because my very first Kokowayo page, in very first Kokowayo book, was this one. And I had very little idea of coloring. And I did not understand the issue of black back pages. So even though it was done in pen, because it was done in pencil entirely, I did not put anything underneath because I thought, you know, it's not gonna seep through. But that meant that it imprinted the black ink on her face. So I did this page, try to cover that, and with moderate success. So I don't know if you see, but there is like still Ladybird imprinted on her face. She's got like a, it looks like she's got a bit dirty face. But hey, it's done now. Because it was just bothering me, you know. Her face, poor face, was bothering me. So I tried to make it better and cover it. But yeah, I'm not sure how that turned out. But she still looks a bit like she's got something on her face. Just in case you're wondering what's on her face, it's a ladybird. So yeah, so I've done that one. And I also done this one, which I'm insanely happy with. So this was done pretty much with markers, alcohol markers, only all around, apart from the bee. So the bee is done with the pencils, and bees' little wings are covered in glitter. I don't know if you can see that. Oops, losing the grip on the book. But yeah, there is some glitter on the wings. But I'm really happy with this page. And it was a lot of fun. So now I kind of feel like the bee came out really good, and I want to color another bee then. Yeah, so Midnight Spring by Kokowayo. And then I colored another one with Kiventia Arts Astro Kawaii book, which is contained in this compilation, and I colored the Gemini. That's also, because it's already this grayscale, so it's pre-shaded, it's only the alcohol markers, I think. So here they are, the two little Gemini, one being slightly melancholy and the other one extremely happy. Very cool illustration. I really like this book, the Astro Kawaii. Yeah, very nice. But that's again, chunky book. Another Zodiac coloring. It's my theme for the year, is in Deborah Miller's Zodiac Witches, and I did this one, and again I was just so happy with how she turned out. Really had lots of fun with her, and yeah, I love the end results. Really like it. Such a beautiful illustrations as well. I love her face. I mean, I love the Miller's girls' faces, but she's got very beautiful face. So yeah, I'm really happy with this one. Zodiac Witches. And then I've done another page in Deborah Miller's new book, Newish. So I bought it for Mermaid, and I've done quite a few mermaids in Mermaid. But I got this book like later in May and didn't manage to color anything in it, and I wanted to do, so I've done it this month. And I've done this mermaid from Japan in all kind of pinkish and purplish tones, including water. So slightly unusual, but I had lots of fun and I really liked the color palette. Wanted to do something more unusual in terms of colors. I always go like, you know, water is blue or bluish or blue greenish or something like that. So I thought, yeah, so you've got pink moon, pink clouds, and purple water. Why not? Why not? I really like her. And again, another very cool book, Mermaids Around the World. And I colored in 2 books by the artist featured in this month's In Focus series. So that was Jason Hamilton. If you haven't seen this video and would like to see some of more of his work, then have a look there. I colored a mandala. Why I marked? Maybe that's my next one marked. This mandala. And again, had lots of fun. Such a beautiful mandala book. If you love mandalas, I recommend this book. They're very pretty. Very pretty mandalas. So yeah, I've done this one. And I also colored in Fairy Fantasy by Jason Hamilton, of course. And I've done this fairy. And again, I went for some unusual dragonflies and made them purple rather than like turquoise. Because I just wanted some contrast color, some pop of color in all these blues and cool grays and all that. And she's got silver wings. I'm not sure if you can see that, but you probably can. So there is a lot of silver in her wings and her jewelry and everything else. Such a beautiful illustrations. I really like this one. So yeah, happy with that one too. So that's Fairy Fantasy by Jason Hamilton. And then I colored in one of my Colorful World books, which I do not color nearly enough in. I don't know, they've got their own kind of shelf, which is out of the way in a sense, and I never kind of reach to that shelf. I need to kind of switch them over. But I colored in this one because I wanted to do at least one rainbow in June. And I colored this Pegasus. That kind of came a little weird. I had a slightly different and way better idea afterwards, but you know, it already happened. But Pegasus came like a ghostly Pegasus. He came out like a bit of a ghost, which I quite like. I don't mind that at all. So here you have ghostly Pegasus on a very colorful clouds. Who knows why the clouds are so colorful? Who knows? Who knows? But seemed like a good idea at the time. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I still like it. So yeah, ghostly Pegasus. First coloring in this book. Need to color in those books more. And then I finally got enough courage. Slightly scary book because the illustrations are so beautiful. The book is so beautiful that I was like avoiding because I didn't want to mess it up. But once you kind of start color in these books, then it's fine. And that was definitely the case. Once I started, it was like, it's fine. So I colored Gemini again, because that's a Zodiac book, Tales from the Stars. And I colored this one. And I really, again, I love how that turned out. Really, really happy with this page. So now I kind of started coloring in this book. I want to do more. I'm not sure if I will color this month. Well, it's a Cancer, isn't it? I'm not sure because I've got plans for other books, so I'm not sure if I have enough time for any of those. There are 3 of each sign, but definitely the following month I think I will color again in this book. But 1 page colored in it, and I'm really happy. So this is Tales from the Stars by Anna Ewa Mierczyńska. And now we've got Mythographics. Yeah, we've got Metagraphics. So I colored in 2 uncolored Mythographic books. That was Paradise, which I did my first page in. And it's this one. I did this one. I started it the previous month, but I think I only did like background and nothing more. So I finished in June. Has a little bit of kind of moon gold in it, as you can hopefully see in those little, whatever that is, smoky things. And yeah, again, limited color palette, pretty much. I covered most of the hidden objects, apart from the ones that I just thought it would be just too much hassle to try to cover them, and they were not very offensive. Like, for example, this violin. It kind of fits, you know, because it's like flowers and possibly music coming out. So violin is okay. So I just colored it. This I just could not be bothered to cover because I thought, oh, it's just going to be too much hassle. There is some sort of watch or clock in here and one in here. And the rest, there are more that are covered over. So there you actually can't see them. So they're not very troublesome, I find, those hidden objects. Of course, I prefer the Mythographic without them, but they don't really deter me from coloring the previous ones. So yeah, my first page in Mythographic Paradise. Really like it. So that's one now that is colored. And then I got my new Mythographic The Blue and decided to color in this one straight away. So it has a page already in it, colored. And I choose this time very bold colors. It's like assault on your eyes, isn't it? I'm not used to using actually like bold and kind of bright colors, but here it is, lionfish. I don't know, I just wanted to color lionfish, and that's my interpretation of lionfish. Obviously, it's not completely true to real life, because I think when I looked at some lionfish photographs, the tail should be see-through and those fins in here. but I did not want to do it see-through because of the light colored clouds, and I thought that would just merge. And also because I'm lazy, and I only looked at the lionfish reference photo once before I started, and then just didn't look at it, and I thought that the color is the same, color of the tail is the same as the rest of the fish, and then I looked at it after I finished, which is probably a bit late if you want to reference anything. I thought, oh, actually the tail should be see-through, but there we go. Yeah, perfectionist I am not, that's what I'm saying. So this is my rendition of the lionfish in a very, for me, very bright colors, and I quite like it. So yeah, here we go. First page color in deep blue. And the rest of my colorings is Fausto Bianchi, so you can call it Fausto Bianchi's month in a sense. So I've got 3 pages in 2 books by Fausto Bianchi, which is, one is Atlantis, which I had for a year. I kind of calculated that I had this book for a year and only colored first page. And Nightmare Cabaret, which is the new Metagoria book, which was also done by Fausto Bianchi. So I leave that for the end for those of you that do not like any kind of scary pages. Although I have to tell you that the 2 pages, I've done 2 pages in it. I don't think they're that scary, those 2. They're not the scariest one in there, definitely. But if you don't like them, then, you know, click away after Atlantis. Atlantis is not scary. So yeah, Atlantis, wonderful book, and thank you very much to Poet who prompted me to color in that book. We did a body color. Her rendition of the page that we did is absolutely stunning. I will put photo in here. I do have a photo. Her coloring is beautiful. And so you hopefully would have seen that by now. It's wonderful. And I did this page. I've done it, I based it in, what am I trying to say? Graphitined in here. And the rest, all those kind of stone architectural motifs. And the rest is polychromos. So it's in pencil, the rest is in pencil. So this is kind of what I've done with it. Such a pretty page. And just in case you are wondering, this book also has hidden objects. So if you cannot work with hidden objects, then yeah, that might frustrate you. So it's just something to consider. So for example, this thingy here, again, because I just couldn't be bothered to cover this one, I colored it, but others I just covered when I colored. So there's like some sort of umbrella in here. I think there's something in here. Yeah, so they are bits and pieces, but you can't really see them once you kind of ignore them and color over them just like you would whatever it is that you're coloring. So yeah, this one, he's got a little bit of silver on his fins, hopefully you can see. And yeah, I really like how that turned out. I really need to color in this book more. It's a very, very cool book. It's like steampunky kind of feel to it, underwater steampunk book. Very, very cool, and I love this page. So again, thank you, Poet, for body color. It was so much fun. And now for Metagoria. I've done 2 pages in here. I don't know, I like this book. I know that I think many people did not like the Nightmare Cabaret for different reasons. Because of the theme, maybe, because it's kind of cabaret circus kind of feel. There are a few clowns around, you know. Not everybody likes clowns, me including. I don't particularly like clowns, particularly the scary ones. Oh, actually, let me rephrase that. I don't like any clowns, whether they're scary or not. Even if they're not supposed to be scary, I still find them scary. So, yeah, I don't like them either. But this book is so well done that I just really enjoy coloring in it. It has a lot of black, so I think that was another reason why many people didn't like it. But again, I like the way that Fausto Bianchi drew that. So as you can see, there is a lot of black in here, and it is quite scary. And I think what makes it scary for me, I think that's my scariest book that I have. It's not even, because it's not like the gore and stuff, because that I don't like. And not because it's scary, because it's not scary. Gory stuff is not scary, it's just disgusting. And I just don't want to color very disgusting. But it's the expressions on people's faces. I mean, they just, I mean, look at that. You can just really either see the menace in their faces or see the terror on people's faces. And that just is the testament to really Fausto Bianchi's art and talent. And that's what makes it scary for me, because those emotions you can read on people's faces, that they just look real, which makes it scary. So yeah, but I've done this one, which is one of the less scary pages in this book. And I don't know, I just like the contrast of this kind of almost innocent looking girl and obviously the rest of it. Terrified man in the background. And I often struggle with picking the colors for my pages, but as soon as I saw that, I knew that I wanted it in pink to emphasize that kind of innocent girly feel and to contrast all the rest of the page. So yeah, so she is in pink, and I'm really happy with how the page turned out. Really like it. And then I've done this one, which is next page, and that's another axe-wielding maiden, which, you know, I need to reflect on that, on my choices. Why two young women with a bloody axes this month? I do not know. So we've got those dead hands, and I just like, you know, her kind of pose and her face. Yeah, I just like it. She was like, I imagine her thinking, yeah, there you go, dead hand, take that, you know. And I really like the colors in this one. Really love how the page turned out. She's got a snake skirt. If you can see, there is some gold ink on the snakes, just to make it more fun. Now I'm thinking about it, I could use a good snake skirt, you know. I can think of so many uses for a good snake skirt right now. There are some meetings that I have to go to occasionally that would be much easier if I had a snake skirt on, I can think. Yeah. In my head, it's only going to happen in my head. Maybe I can imagine that I have a snake skirt on. Right, so that's quite a few books. It's kind of Metagraphic heavy and Matagoria heavy. Look at that. 4 pages across Metagoria series. Catching up with those, catching up. So yeah, really happy with the pages that I finished this month, and I'm really looking forward to next one. I've got plans, people. I've got plans. Let's see what we can manage next month. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you shortly. Bye.